When it comes to buying Dynasty fantasy football players, sometimes you can capitalize on a decrease in their cost due to big question marks people have about them. For example, this quarterback I'm going to talk about, there's been big question marks about his health. There's been question marks about this team moving on from him and trading for a different quarterback or bringing somebody else in. And the quarterback I'm referring to is Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. This happened last offseason. It's happening again. Rumors about the Dolphins moving on. We had Tom Brady maybe eyeing Miami. Talk about the Dolphins maybe being interested in Lamar Jackson. Many people who will say he's like one concussion away from never playing again. I'm all in though. This past season, Tua had an 8-5 record, but one of those games he played under 50% of the game against the Bengals, so call it 8-4. Using the advanced P2W data, 30.77% of his games played, he had 300-plus passing yards, which is the third highest percentage of any quarterback who played 10 games. The same exact percentage, 30.77% of his games played, he had 3-plus passing touchdowns, which was the fourth highest rate. In the red zone, again using P2W data, he converted 33.33% of his red zone passing attempts, had 0 turnovers. That percentage was the highest of any quarterback that played 10 games. For fantasy, he tied for the 9th highest fantasy points per game with 18.38. He had 4 top 5 weekly finishes in the 13 games he played. 30.8 passing attempts per game, 272.9 passing yards per game. He had 25 touchdowns, which was number 8 for quarterbacks despite him missing time. Tua worked great with his wide receiver duo of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, probably the most explosive pair in the NFL. Both guys had over 1,300 receiving yards. Tyreek Hill ranked number 5 and Jalen Waddle number 10 in yards after the catch. And when you have playmakers like that, you just need a quarterback that is going to be competent and accurate to get the ball in their hands. And if we use Player Profiler's site, it screams that Tua was efficient and accurate looking at their data. He was number 1 in yards per attempt, number 1 in deep ball completion percentage, number 7 in pressured completion percentage, number 2 in red zone completion percentage, number 7 in accuracy rating, number 2 in red zone accuracy rating, number 4 in deep ball accuracy rating, number 7 in clean pocket accuracy rating, number 1 in accuracy rating versus man, and number 2 in accuracy rating versus zone, aka the accuracy ratings that they have on the site. He was very good in all of them, it seems like. So in summary, when people have the big question marks, people may be doubting, I'm buying, because we've seen that Tua did a good job winning games for Miami. He showed upside in the categories of having 300-plus passing yards, 3-plus passing touchdowns. He was very good for fantasy. He's efficient, he's accurate, he gets the ball into his playmakers' hands. Many of these qualities are the qualities I want out of a dynasty quarterback. Despite the question marks, despite the concerns, I would go and check what the current manager is looking for when it comes to Tua.